Over the years, we've seen enough smartphones mimicking the iPhone's industrial design, and things get even more disappointing this year with the notch, especially with manufacturers claiming the reason to do so is to make the full screen experience more immersive, which you also can't brain why they would still leave a decent amount of screen bezel despite that claim. Until very recently, OPPO surprised us with the Find X after releasing a plethora of selfie phones this year, and it comes with top-notch hardware. A Snapdragon 845 processor supported by 8GB of RAM and 256GB of flash storage. And most importantly, this is a true full-screen device with a 6.42-inch AMOLED display that stretches up to 93.8% of the body. Also, the front and main cameras resides in a motorized mechanism, making this an elegant and sleek-looking device. But is it worth the 3699 ringgit price tag? And how reliable is the motorized camera? All the doubts about the phone will be answered in this review. There's no need to reiterate how stunning the device is, given the fact that we are so used to seeing bezels, camera bumps, capacitive keys, and fingerprint scanners. The Find X has none of this visible on the surface, and you might not even realize that it is a working smartphone when it is turned off entirely. Aesthetically, the phone feels pretty slippery like every other phones with a glass back, but all thanks to the curved sides like the Galaxy S9, I was able to reach the entire screen as did without any issues. Let's talk a little about the phone's hardware. Firstly, there's no headphone jack, so you have to rely on a USB-C dongle for wired audio, and you can't expand the phone's internal storage, which isn't an issue given the large internal storage it has. Many have concerns about the reliability of the motorized camera, and if you don't forcefully pull it out all the time, it is only going to stay firmly hidden when the cameras aren't in use. But one thing that concerns me is that it gathers dust after some time due to some minor gaps on the opening. Even though OPPO claims that the moving mechanism has passed rigorous tests, there's still no guarantee that the performance of the moving mechanism wouldn't be affected by dust in the long term. Furthermore, we have also seen stress test videos on YouTube that shows the phone can be bent rather easily, hence you really have to practice extra caution when using the device. In my case, I've accidentally dropped the phone twice to a solid tile from table height, which I was thankful that the phone didn't break when it happened. I highly recommend that you get a case to avoid any accidents, even if it doesn't cover the top. Otherwise, the Find X works well during the review period. There isn't any performance and software issues. Everything works snappily like what you would expect out of a flagship. OPPO ships the phone with its ColorOS 5.1 software based on Android 8.1. You might find some apps having scaling issues due to the unusual screen aspect ratio, but they all thankfully look good when stretched to fill the screen estate. Face Unlock worked way better than I expected, and it's even more reliable than the iPhone X when used in a dark room. The motorized camera also worked really fast when unlocking the device. The Find X is an amazing device for gaming. Though it gets warm on the top, it isn't uncomfortable to hold after gaming for extended periods. While the motorized cameras seem to be one of the most highlighted features of the phone, the dual camera system isn't on par with flagships we have seen this year. It comprises of two optically stabilized f2.0 sensors, with the main sensor taking 16MP stills, supported by a secondary 20MP sensor that captures and sharpens details. Like most phone cameras that come with AI scene recognition feature, the Find X's camera tends to oversaturate colors and it isn't able to detect white balance properly indoors. There's also noticeable noise levels and detail loss when used in low light. The front camera, on the other hand, is a champ at taking selfies with a superb 25MP resolution. The portrait lighting effects also work pretty well, all thanks to the facial recognition sensors. In terms of power efficiency, the Find X will easily last more than a working day with moderate usage on social and messaging apps, and it can get back up pretty fast with the company's Vogue fast charging system. Though it is disappointing that the significantly faster Super Vogue standard is only exclusive to the special Lamborghini edition. The phone also has excellent antenna performance with reliable 4G signals and accurate GPS positioning. The earpiece sounded great when making phone calls. The OPPO Find X demonstrates the most groundbreaking smartphone design that we have seen over the past few years, and it is OPPO's boldest attempt to challenge the premium flagship space after selling selfie phones for almost 3 years. Would I recommend the Find X? Absolutely, if you're already sick of current smartphone design and have the cash to spend, while at the same time willing to live with the hardware compromises and fragility. Otherwise, my advice here is to hold your purchase as the price could be lower. The OPPO Find X is an excellent device to show the world how unique smartphones can look, and you do need to have a notch and camera bump to stand out in the competition. That's all for my review of the OPPO Find X. Feel free to share your thoughts in the comments and give us a thumbs up if you like this video. Thanks for watching, and be sure to subscribe to our channel, click on the bell icon so that you do not miss any future uploads, and follow us on the usual social channels in the links down below. I'll see you soon in the next one.